The function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. Means, if your actions inspire others to dream more, to learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Hi, welcome to the RPIIT Academic channels. Hi everyone, I Shamli, working as assistant professor in RPIMS Bastara, Kannada. Today, in this video, we discuss about the function of a manager leader. The function of manager leaders are to act as a representative of the work group, to develop a team spirit, to act as a counselor of the people at work, and to make a time management, secure effectiveness of a group efforts. Next, the concept of leadership. So, as we already know, the leaders are made, not born. It is not made born. Leadership is not inherited. There is no single set of traits that make a leader. Second, leadership is a set of function. Leadership is thus defined as a performance of function which helps the group to achieve objective. Next, the authority influences the power and the leadership. Authority is the power to influence the conduct and the reactions of others. Emergence of leadership. It is determined by structure, situation, and the task of the group. Leadership is a group complexity. As a group becomes longer or larger, it requires more and more functions. Leadership is in crisis. It is particularly demanded when the progress toward the group goal is blocked. Leadership and falling heads. New leaders are likely to emerge when official of the group or leader doesn't perform functions. Next, we discuss the four factors of the leaderships. First, the leader. Next, the followers, communication, and the situation. First, we discuss about the leader. You must have an honest understanding of who you are and what you know and what you can do. To be successfully, you have to convince your followers, not your superiors. The followers, you must know your peoples. The starting point is having a good understanding of the human nature, such as the needs of the people, the emotions of the people, and the motivations of people. Next, the communications. As we already know that the communication play an important role in every aspect. So, the bad communication harm the relationship between the leaders and employee. Situation. We must use our judgment to decide the best course of action and the leadership style which is needed for every situation. So this is about the factors of the communication. The next we discuss the leadership style. Leadership style, it refers to the manner in which the leader interacts with his or her subordinates. So, according to the Court Leon, in 1939, it described the autocratic leadership. There is a democratic leadership and the laissez-faire leadership. According to this, autocratic, we can also call it as an authoritarian leadership. The authoritarian leaders makes the decision alone as the power is centralized in a one person. He is alone dictates activities of the members. So, major plans and further step in the group. Decisions are enforced using the votes and the fear of punishment. It is an abusive, unprofessional style. So, what is actually the autocratic leadership? It is a management style wherein one person controls all the decision and take every little input from the other group members. These autocratic leaders make choices or decisions which is based upon their beliefs and which do not involve others for their suggestion or the advices. For example, you might summon to mind Napoleon Bonaparte or Queen Elizabeth, the leaders with complete and top-down control over their empires. Next, we discuss about the characteristics of the leaders. The firm personality and highly directive, and they are dominant, showing no regards to their interest of the employees. They set a rigid standards and the methods of performance and expect the subordinate to obey their rules and follow the same. They make all the decisions by himself or herself, which I already explained you. Next, the minimal group participation or none from the workers. Next, the advantages and the disadvantages for the autocratic leaderships. So the advantages are there is a efficient time for the crisis and easy to make decision only by one group, and it is a less time consuming. It is useful when there is only a leader who is experienced, having a new and all the essential information, while the subordinates are inexperienced and new. It is useful when the workers are unassured to taking decision and expect the leader to tell what to do. But there are some disadvantages also. The first disadvantage is it doesn't encourage the individual growth. The leaders have a lack spotty powers, and there is a less job satisfaction, which leads to the less commitments to the goals of the employees. Next is a democratic leaderships. The democratic leadership is to participative, consultative style of leadership. The participative leaders include one or more employees in their decision-making process. Communication flow freely, and suggestions are made in both the direction. He encourages and reinforces the employees throughout the group so as the strength to make. What is this mean? That the democratic leadership, or we can also say it is a participative management, because it actively involves the people being lead. It often seeks a feedback and it input from their subordinates, and it encourages the conversation and participation in the decision making process. For example, manager impart their people around them, and they are not concerned with having all the parts. So employees are encouraged to speak up in the team meeting and share their ideas. So in this, the leaders have open door policies where employees can approach them for the advice and the voice concern. Next, the characteristics of leadership. There is a sense of equality among leaders and followers. Some system of communication is open system of communication prevails, and there is an interaction between the leader and group in friendly and trustworthy manner. Leaders work through the people, not domination by their suggestions. Next, the democratic leaderships. The advantages of the democratic leadership is that it encourages all the employees in decision making, and it promotes the personal involvement and enhances the job satisfaction. But it also has a disadvantages that it takes more time for taking a decision by the group than the leader alone. Next is a laissez-faire leadership. It is the opposite extreme from autocratic leadership. In this style, it is to minimize the leader involvement in decision making, and hence allowing all the individual to make their own decision, although they may still be responsible for their outcome. This is used when the employees are able to analyze the situation, which means in this the leaders have an attitude of trust and reliance on their employees. They don't micromanage or to get involved. They don't get too much instruction or guidance. For example, the chairman and the CEO of the Bank Heart is another successful example of this. As we know, the Buffett is known for investing in companies with a solid management team and giving the autonomy to run their business. The characteristics of this leadership style is it encourages the independent activity by the group member. It are free to set their own goals, and this style effective in highly motivating professional growth. Or we can also say that this leadership style is like a delegating leaderships, like it is direct opposite to the autocratic leadership in which one person has control over the every function. So there is also some advantages and disadvantages of this leadership style. The advantages are the creativity may be encouraged for the specific purpose and to try new method of action. The disadvantages are it may lead to instability, disorganization, inefficiency, no unity of action. There is a lack of feeling responsible to solve the problem that may arise. Thank you.